By the pool, the campus belle untied the string at the back of my swimsuit. I hugged my barely hanging suit in a panic, my eyes rending under a crowd of malicious stares. People around me commented wantonly on my body, pulled out their phones to snap photos of my exposed pale curves, and laughed as they called me tits girl. I looked pleadingly at my childhood sweetheart, who just climbed out of the pool. He smiled indifferently. She's just messing with you. No need to get this mad. It wasn't until I submitted my study abroad application and flew overseas that he completely panicked. Why? We said we'd get married after graduation, didn't we? I'm not doing that anymore. Right as my swimsuit was about to fall, I instinctively bent over and covered my chest to avoid exposing myself. But large patches of pale skin still showed, the tempting curves impossible to fully hide. Laughter erupted around me. Whoa, Iris has an insane body. Damn, those tits are making me react. Must be at least a D-cup total tits girl. With a body like that, she should show more for us guys. Every insult stabbed into my ears like dense needles. They filmed my humiliating state with their phones, spouting filthy words one after another. I lowered my head, avoiding the undisguised, lewd stares from Song Rowan's friends. I could only clutch the swimsuit that was barely hanging on. One hand covered my front, the other fumbled behind me for the tie. Only to find it wasn't just untied. It had been cut. The strap was far too short to fasten again. Song Rowan climbed out of the pool casually. Facing my pleading gaze, he only curled his lip and ignored my helplessness. The campus belle, Thea, walked up to Song Rowan and watched me with a lazy, satisfied look, crossing her arms to push up her own attractive cleavage. Rowan, I accidentally untied Iris's swimsuit string. You won't blame me, right? Song Rowan and I had known each other since we were 6. 14 years, childhood sweethearts. My entire youth revolved around him. I hoped with all my heart that he would defend me, scold Thea for me. Instead, I watched Song Rowan wrap an arm around Thea's slender waist, gently tuck her wet long hair behind her ear, and say softly, "Why would I blame you? It's just classmates messing around." He glanced at me dismissively. Right, Iris. You're not that petty, are you? Messing around. Petty. Thea untying my swimsuit in public was nothing more than a small joke to him. My heart turned cold with his careless words. One guy with dyed yellow hair winked at me. Let's post the pics we just took on the campus wall. Make you famous. He waved a photo on his phone in front of me. In it, I was squatting, desperately holding up my swimsuit, my pale curves fully exposed. The words "big tits" were even stamped across the image. I struggled to keep my suit on while thinking of how to make him delete the photo. Delete it. The yellow-haired guy grinned maliciously and reached toward me. Let me touch you once, and I'll delete it. Song Rowan hesitated for a split second, his hand twitching like he might step in. A guy with glasses next to the yellow hair slapped his hand away. Hey, don't make this bigger than it is. He reluctantly pulled his hand back, muttering unhappily. Shame. Must feel good. Thea covered her mouth and laughed, leaning limply against Song Rowan. Stop teasing. Can't you see Iris is blushing? It's the first time I've seen her this shy. I looked at Song Rowan by the pool, still clinging to the fantasy that he would speak up for me. His bare upper body was clearly toned, muscular lines dotted with water droplets. When our eyes met, there was no emotion in his gaze. Someone whistled at me. Look, Iris's swimsuit's about to fall off. I tightened my grip and tried to run. But my foot slipped. I fell forward, slamming face first onto the floor. I didn't need to look back to know how humiliating my posture was. Whoa, Iris isn't just stacked nice ass too. She doing that on purpose to show off? That's a good body. You're really starved, bro. I pushed myself up, ignoring the pain, and turned around to see Song Rowan's friend staring directly at my hips. A cold shudder washed over me under those sticky stares. I lowered my head, gripped my nearly fallen swimsuit, and hurried to leave. A gentle voice sounded beside me. "Shen Iris, are you okay? How clumsy can you be? You almost exposed yourself just now." I lifted my eyes and saw Thea holding out a towel, kindly offering to wrap me up. The person who deliberately humiliated me was now playing the Good Samaritan. How ridiculous. I avoided the towel and turned to leave. Song Rowan stepped forward and grabbed my wrist, whispering sharply, "Shen Iris, stop being dramatic." "Okay." I told Thea to bring you a towel and you give her attitude. He saw none of my humiliation, only decided I was being unreasonable. "You won't say who untied my swimsuit. You won't. See how she embarrassed me in public. Do you expect me to thank her?" Before Song Rowan could react, Thea's eyes instantly reddened, the corners glistening. "Shen Iris, I was only joking. I didn't mean it. I didn't think you'd get this angry." Song Rowan quickly wiped the corner of her eye and sighed softly at me. "We said it's just a joke. Do you have to be this aggressive?" Thea cried and leaned into Song Rowan's arms, making me look like a mean, ordinary girl, bullying the pure campus belle. I held back my tears, not looking at the seemingly perfect couple in front of me. I turned and hurried away to the changing room. Son. I just changed and walked out when I heard whispers. "Shen Iris or Fong Thea, one has a great body, the other's pure and pretty. Which would you pick?" Shen Iris is actually pretty, but her acne is scary, all over her face. Ignore the acne, her features are prettier than Thea's. That body of Shen Iris's. I was drooling. If Song Rowan doesn't want her, pass her to us as a treat. It sounded like Song Rowan's friends. The memory of them humiliating me was still fresh. I dared not step forward. I just waited for them to finish and leave. Footsteps approached, and they instantly became more respectful. "Rowan, you here too?" Song Rowan greeted them. "What are you guys talking about?" Hearing his familiar voice, my heart started pounding. "Talking about your two backup girlfriends. Heard Shen Iris is your childhood sweetheart. You really not considering her?" Song Rowan chuckled lightly, a hint of helplessness in his tone. "I've known Iris for over 10 years. I can predict exactly what she'll wear every day. No novelty at all. Dating her would be boring. And after trying her body, it's just nothing special." Disgusting, flattering laughter followed, praising him for being good with women. So Rowan got her already. As expected of Shanghai's pickup king. Song Rowan sounded almost smug. "I didn't even have to chase Iris. She's been following me around since we were kids. Don't even need to buy gifts. Super high value." Someone spoke up. "If you're bored of her, Rowan, pass her to me when you're done." "Me too." "Piss off, you think this is a line?" As their words grew more obscene, Song Rowan finally spoke up to stop them. "All right, stop joking. Enough is enough." His tone was still light, showing no real anger. It was hardly a deterrent. Unconsciously, my nails dug into my palms. My heart felt like it was being squeezed, throbbing in pain. The 14 years of feelings I believed in, the bond we'd had since childhood. It was all just casual gossip for him and his friends. His contempt had shown long before. I just lied to myself and called it misunderstanding. He always put me down in front of his friends, saying I only passed my major exams because he tutored me. To please Thea, he deliberately swapped my group presentation slides, making me lose face in a lecture hall full of hundreds. He even told my suitors I was nothing but a body. And every time I got upset, he ended it with a cold, "You're always so emotional." That night back at the dorm, I grabbed fresh clothes to shower. My roommate Lynn Luna was scrolling her phone, looking excited. She grabbed me as I passed her bed. "Iris, look." Song Rowan's on the campus wall again. Everyone's commenting how handsome he is, begging for his contact. Luna shoves her phone in my face. The photos looked like they were taken by passers-by. Even blurry, Song Rowan looked noble and cold. Before I could say anything, Luna urged me. He's so good-looking, and he's so nice to you. If you don't hold on to him, another girl will snatch him away. She sighed. If it were me, I'd have gotten with him already. I never let a hunk like him wait. From my roommate's perspective, Song Rowan really was good to me. Every night after mixers, Song Rowan would walk me to the dorm building, acting like the perfect, thoughtful boyfriend. He'd bring me not too cheap cherries every few days. Only I knew the truth. He only walked me back because Thea lived in the same dorm. I was just a detour. He only gave me cherries because Thea liked them. I was just an extra. I once fell for the act, convinced we were already together after all. He did everything a boyfriend would. So when he got drunk late at night and slipped his hands under my skirt, I hesitated. Then let him. And it turned me into nothing but a joke for him and his friends to laugh about. My roommates all thought I was ungrateful, turning down his pursuit. But I knew better. Fang Thea was the one he truly held dear. Luna gasped. Iris. These photos. They look just like you. My stomach dropped the second she spoke. Luna hesitantly held up her phone again. My heart shattered at the sight. Almost all the photos were taken from a high angle, humiliating and invasive. The caption and comments were pure filth. Pool tits girls leaked nudes. Nice pair. Thanks for the free fat material. Face is mid, body's fire. Blindfoldable. Really? She's just okay. Y'all are too starved. She looks familiar. Foreign languages department, right? Seeing my pale face, Luna asked worriedly. Iris, are you okay? I shook my head and forced a reply. I'm fine. I kept my face calm, grabbed my clothes, and went into the bathroom. Under the cover of running water, I finally let out the tears I'd held back for so long. When I came out, my phone on the desk buzzed repeatedly with messages. They were from Fang Thea. Iris, did you like the surprise I prepared for you today? Keep clinging to Rowan shamelessly, and there's more where that came from. You always act like the high and mighty childhood sweetheart. It's so fun watching you suffer for once. I wanted to snap back, but after typing and deleting over and over, I chose to ignore her. I opened my chat with Rowan. The last message was still from last month. The person I hoped would apologize hadn't sent a single word. I climbed into bed, pulled the curtain shut, and didn't want my mood to affect my roommates. I scrolled through old photos from our graduation trip. Happy memories played in my head one by one. I never could have imagined Rowan would turn into this. Tears fell uncontrollably, soaking silently into my pillow. 5. I woke up the next morning with swollen eyes. I grabbed my phone from beside my pillow. Dozens of missed calls. Over 99 unread messages. All from Song Rowan. Iris, I just saw the photos on the campus wall. I thought my bros were just talking. I didn't think they'd actually post them. I'm messaging the admin right now to take them down. I stared at the messages numbly. Nothing moved me anymore. This time, I didn't reply. I blocked him. Not long after, he called again. I hung up and blocked that number too. As soon as I reached the dorm building, I saw a familiar figure. Song Rowan paced back and forth anxiously. He ran over the second he saw me. Iris, did you see my texts? I already got the campus wall to delete the photos. They're gone now. Okay, it's over. Can you stop being mad now? It's just a small thing. No need to blow this out of proportion. Rowan's words hit me like heavy raindrops. Nearly explicit photos of me leaked to the whole school. And it was just a small thing to him. My nose stung. My throat tightened. I looked up at the man I'd known for 14 years. Song Rowan, I forced a smile. I think you know exactly who did this. Who knew Thea cut my swimsuit string on purpose to humiliate me, but still stuck to her side? Who watched your friends insult me and said nothing the entire time? Rowan froze. After a long while, he spoke awkwardly. It was my fault. I thought everyone was just messing around. I didn't think it through. The one who posted them was my bro. I already yelled at him. He said he'll apologize to you. As for Thea, she told me it wasn't on purpose. Maybe your swimsuit just wasn't tied tight enough. You actually believe that? I laughed bitterly. I should have known. You'll always believe Thea, not my pain. Rowan's eyes were desperate to explain. It's not like that. Thea's just my classmate. I don't feel anything for her. We've known each other so long. You're the most important person to me. I looked straight into his eyes. Then who said he tried my body and it was just nothing special? Rowan's confident expression cracked. You heard that. I didn't want to hear his excuses anymore. I turned to leave. Rowan hugged me from behind. Iris, I'm sorry. I was just showing off in front of my friends. I was wrong. When I didn't pull away, he whispered in my ear, coaxing me. Okay, I explained everything. Stop being mad, yeah. I tore myself away. This can't be fixed with an apology. We're done. Don't contact me again. Rowan opened his mouth to say more, but his eyes just turned red. He said nothing. His phone rang. I glanced at it. It was Thea. Answer it. Don't keep the campus bell waiting. Rowan looked flustered when he saw the caller ID. He hesitated for a few seconds, then hung up. Iris, there's really nothing between us. This time, I didn't soften like I always did. I just left. I didn't listen to another word behind me. Leo. After I blocked Rowan, he kept messaging me from different numbers. I blocked every single one. Without him in my life, I threw myself completely into my studies. My department had a study abroad program in the UK. I started preparing my application. I'd already taken IELTS. I thought about going abroad before, but gave up because it would mean being millions of kilometers away from Rowan. Now I had no reason to hesitate. Between love and my future, I knew which to choose. During freshman orientation season, I signed up to perform at the department's welcome party. As an English major who loved English songs, I chose to sing one. I practiced many times in the school auditorium. I knew the song well, but the high notes were difficult for me. My roommate Luna had studied vocal music. She taught me better breathing and kept time for me. When I finally sang the whole song perfectly, she smiled and said, Iris, I promise you're gonna blow everyone away tonight. The day of the performance finally came. The crowd reacted wildly after I finished. I saw Rowan and Thea in the audience. The dim lights hid their expressions. I went to the bathroom. As I came out of the stall and washed my hands, Thea walked in. Iris, she called. I glanced at her. What? Thea stepped lightly toward me. You did really well today. I wasn't in the mood to chat. I stepped around her. Thanks. Thea blocked my way and shoved me. But why do you keep showing up in front of Rowan? You just won't let go. You're shameless. I looked at the beautifully made-up girl in front of me. If you think I joined the welcome party to get Rowan's attention, you're wrong. I just wanted to perform. Thea laughed, pride shining in her eyes. At least you know you can't compete with me. She lowered her gaze, full of contempt. Rowan told me about what happened between you two, though. Sleeping with a guy without even being his girlfriend. You really have no self-respect. You just let him use you for free. I think Rowan should be thanking you. A slut like you. You've probably been passed around by everyone already. Every insult drilled into my ears. I raised my hand to slap her pretty face. Thea flinched and ran out of the bathroom. Rowan appeared right on time, stopping me before I could move. Thea hid behind him immediately, eyes tearful and pitiful. Rowan, Iris was gonna hit me. Help me. A few bystanders gathered at the door, staring at me judgmentally, like I was the one in the wrong. Rowan, I can explain. Thea insulted me in the bathroom. She called me shameless, a slut. Rowan frowned, not believing a word. Thea is so gentle. She would never say that. Even if she did, you shouldn't hit her. I looked at the boy defending another girl in front of me. I couldn't bring myself to argue anymore. No matter what I said, he would always believe Thea. I never could have imagined that the song Rowan Hood begged me to take him back yesterday would turn on me like this today. Song Rowan, I said calmly. Remember what you said today. From now on, we go our separate ways. Don't come looking for me again. I turned and left without a single glance back. A hesitant voice called from behind, Iris. I didn't. Look at his lonely face. I walked faster. Don't forget. From start to finish, you're the one who pushed me away. 7 When the semester ended, my study abroad application was approved. To avoid Rowan, I rented an apartment off campus. Lynn Luna, whom I hadn't spoken to in a while, texted. Since you moved out, Rowan has been asking non-stop which neighborhood you're in. I ran into him on the street the other day. He looks so worn out, it's sad. Iris, won't you even consider forgiving him? The pool thing wasn't that bad, right? I was about to type a reply when Thea sent me a message. It was a dimly lit video. In it, Rowan's pale face was flushed with alcohol. He was kneeling on the floor, using his mouth to pull up Thea's pants. The air was filled with hooting laughter. As his lips brushed the edge of her underwear, the teasing grew even wilder. Who came up with this punishment? This is insane. Up close, these pants reek. Thea, your jeans look crusty. You haven't washed them. Don't make Rowan smell that. Thea blushed and threw a plushie at them in mock anger. It's raw denim. You don't wash it. You wouldn't get it. The video cut off there. I thought I was completely numb to anything involving Rowan. But when I saw the clip, a sharp pain still shot through my chest. Rowan had severe OCD. Every time he went out, he'd shower and change immediately. Even on the train during our trips, I'd wipe the seat and tray with sanitizing wipes first. He wouldn't even touch my clothes after I'd been in public spaces. But now, he was using his mouth to lift Thea's yellowed, smelly jeans as a game. So his so-called cleanliness didn't apply to Thea at all. 8 The old song Rowan had never been like this. We'd known each other since we were 6. Back then, I'd been raised in the countryside by my grandparents. When I first moved back to my parents, I had a thick accent. Most kids my age made fun of how country I was and refused to play with me. It got worse, they called me a hillbilly to my face. Only Rowan stood in front of me and defended me, shouting them down. You're the real peasants for bullying people. Ugly on the inside is ugly no matter what you look like. Iris is my pretty princess. After they left, all I saw were Rowan's eyes, brighter than stars. He smiled, hooked his pinky with mine, and asked if I wanted to be his bride when we grew up. He wanted to protect me forever. I didn't answer. I just squeezed his hand tighter. After that, we were inseparable. Everyone called us childhood sweethearts. Then Thea appeared in our freshman year, and everything changed. She was the undisputed goddess of the male students, voted top campus belle by a landslide. Both Thea and I joined the English speech contest. I got first place. She got second. I ran to find Rowan happily, only to see him holding flowers and a beautifully wrapped gift in front of Thea. When he opened the box, it was the new Dior Pearl diamond necklace from this year. The same one I'd stared at for ages but never bought for myself. What about your little childhood sweetheart? Did you get her anything? Rowan froze for a second, then recovered quickly. Haven't bought her anything yet. She's not worth this kind of gift. Something cheap will do. Not worth this price. Those words echoed in my ears, tearing my heart to shreds. After that, Rowan stopped going out with me. He spent more and more time with his friends and Thea. When I visited him occasionally, his friends' lingering, sticky stares made me uncomfortable. I thought I was imagining it until the day at the pool, when Thea cut my swimsuit string in public, and I heard his friends' unbridled mockery. Only then did I realize what I'd truly been to them all along. Then my UK visa arrived. I bought my plane ticket early. After I returned to campus for my thesis defense, Rowan blocked my path outside the teaching building. He'd grown thin, with heavy dark circles under his eyes. He no longer looked bright and dazzling. Iris, I heard you're going abroad to study. Are you still mad at me? Iris, please. Don't go. I cut ties with Thea completely. I took out my phone, opened the video Thea sent me, and held the screen right in front of his face. The footage clearly showed Rowan, eyes glazed, kneeling on the ground, lifting Thea's pants with his mouth, his lips brushing her underwear. You keep saying you're sorry. Then tell me who is that in the video. Rowan's face drained of color in an instant. He stammered, I was drunk that night. They dared me to play a game. I wasn't in my right mind. Iris, listen. Song Rowan, I said coldly. I don't care if you were drunk or not. Honestly, when I saw that video, I only felt disgusted. It was probably the first time he heard me speak so mercilessly. Rowan's eyes reddened. 14 years. 14 years, and you're leaving me over this? Do you have any idea how long I've looked for you? And you already took IELTS, applied to UK schools. You planned to leave me all along, didn't you? Nothing happened between me and Thea. We're just classmates. I cut her off for you. Can you really just leave like that? His accusation stung for a second. Then, my heart went cold again. Rowan, do you really think we fell apart because of Thea? By the pool, she cut my swimsuit string. I almost exposed myself. Your friends made all those vulgar jokes. You looked away. They took those misleading low-angle photos. You still did nothing. I begged you to stand up for me. You did nothing. Freshman year, to make the campus belle happy, you borrowed my USB and secretly replaced my group project slides with explicit photos. You made me a joke in front of hundreds of people. Last semester, I had acute gastroenteritis and called you. I was in so much pain I was shaking and sweating. You didn't answer until the ambulance came. You never even visited me in the hospital. Later you said you had an exam. I found out you didn't. You were playing tennis with Thea, your phone on silent. Iris, I'm sorry. I didn't know it was that serious. If I had. I looked at the boy who'd owned my entire youth and smiled softly. It doesn't matter anymore. Life has no ifs. No do-overs. We can't go back. You're not the little boy who held my hand and asked me to be his bride. And I'm not the little girl who needed you to save her from the dark. Every time you chose to leave me behind, that's when we ended. Rowan grabbed my wrist desperately, his eyes bloodshot. No. Don't leave me. I can change everything you said. We have so many more 14 years. It can't end like this. Tears dropped one by one onto my hand. I was about to pull away when I saw Thea walking out of the library. When she saw Rowan crying and begging in front of me, she reached for him. Rowan, What are you doing? Rowan flinched away from her touch instantly. Thea, always so proud, froze with concern on her face. What's wrong? You weren't like this a few days ago. She leaned against him limply. Rowan shoved her away. Get lost. How many times do I have to say it? Don't act like we're close. I watched this scene and felt nothing at all. Song Rowan, you don't have to put on a show for me. It's too fake. Thea let out a cold sneer, malice flashing in her eyes. Big tits girl got a backbone all of a sudden? Don't forget those photos of you on the pool floor are everywhere. You think going abroad makes you some kind of princess? You're just a cheap slut who slept with a guy without even being his girlfriend. I raised my hand and slapped her hard across the face. Snap! Thea covered her cheek, hid behind Rowan, and teared up. Rowan, look at her, shut up. Rowan yanked her away. You say one more word to Iris like that, and I won't go easy on you either. Thea stumbled as he dragged her, her eyes red, then turned and left. Song Rowan's eyes were bloodshot, his voice holding a thread of hope. Iris, let's forget all the bad things. Can we start over? Song Rowan, the day you let them mock me, the day you let me be humiliated by the pool, that was the day we could never go back. In your eyes, I was just an outsider in your little group. So even when I was being humiliated by all of you, there were no consequences. I was just someone you could use to amuse Thea when she was bored, and you became her accomplice. Because she was the beloved campus belle. And me. I was just the tits girl you could make vulgar jokes about. Rowan's voice cracked. It wasn't like that, I smiled. I'm not the Iris you could toy with anymore. If I could, I would rather have never met you. I'm moving forward now. You'll have your own life too. From now on, we have nothing to do with each other. A trembling shout came from behind me, but it stirred nothing in my heart. I just walked away, step by step, until he was out of sight. A week later, I checked out of my apartment and boarded a flight to the UK. Looking at the clouds outside the window, I felt a lightness I had never known before. This story teaches us that true love is rooted in respect, never a one-sided giving and accommodation. The heroine wasted her sincere love for 14 years and was deeply hurt by her childhood sweetheart's contempt, partiality, and connivance. It warns us to sober up and cut losses in time when facing those who don't cherish us and recklessly consume our sincerity, and never deceive ourselves. Blind compromise gains no treasure. Only by bravely turning around, adhering to ourselves, and letting go of unworthy feelings can we break free from the quagmire and head for our own bright future.